big money, big boy shit. This episode is probably about the most manliest man from Florida. This guy gives a new definition to what the fuck a Florida man should be. Okay, not only was he raised in Florida, he came up in Florida. So every single debauchery idea that comes from this man is because he was raised from Florida.
Yeah, Florida's definitely had a lot to do
influence
with his way of life.
I don't even know the guy, but I can tell.
It has to.
I can tell.
It's just too damn ignorant.
Yeah.
It has to be.
At that level, like what would give you the idea to even be this type of person? Florida.
The humidity and fluidity.
So I'm gonna go off on a limb. All right, imagine
You're
this
gonna go off
fat
on a limb.
guy on a tree, a Florida old school tree where they used to hang slaves from.
Oh boy!
I'm at the end of that limb, okay, in front of the courthouse, and I'm telling people, you know what? You might look at Dan Bilzerian, like he's an arrogant, Brazilian, rich, snobby American. A person that's entitled, a person that thinks that he doesn't have to answer to anybody. This is the type of man that breeds alpha United States. I don't take shit from nobody.
Alpha United States.
His mindset is the reason why we went into Iraq, okay? Yeah. His mindset is the reason why Hugh Hefner...
Because fuck yeah.
...decided to make Playboy magazine.
Yeah.
And shoot like a 10-year-old girl.
Whoa.
What was her name?
I don't know. 10 years old?
They shot I think her name was
When you say shot, you mean like took pictures of?
Yeah, like a 10-year-old girl.
In Playboy?
Yeah. Man,
is her name important?
Playboy. Because she's famous.
She's famous now. Brooke Shields.
Brooke Shields.
What the fuck? I just pulled that name out of the air, bro.
Brooke Shields. Okay.
Shut the fuck up.
Brooke Shields shot with...
Wait, stop. I just pulled that fucking name out the air.
Bro, you're a black belt in podcasting. This is what happens when you devote yourself to the art of podcasting.
From some type of listening that it was Brooke Shields.
I think it was Brooke Shields. Hold on.
Don't tell me it's Brooke Shields.
Brooke Shields posed for Playboy when she was 10 years old.
Y'all saw that. I pulled that from right there. I was like, say Brooke Shields. That's fucking crazy, dog.
She was 10 years old. So what I'm saying is, I'm not saying that Dan is a pedophile. That's not what I'm saying, okay? I'm saying that the mindset of American alpha breeds humans like this, right. Okay? It's an entitlement. It's like you put entitlement in the oven and you put it on 350 and let that shit sit for fucking 30, 45 minutes. You're going to pull out a fucking
some good entitlement.
Roast of entitlement.
Delicious.
You know, the type of person
Juicy.
like that is... Are you trying to say Dan Bilzerian is delicious?
If that's how you put them in the oven for 30 minutes?
Like, I guess somebody might. You got a lot of bitches. Somebody thinks... Maybe it's the... You know what it is? It's not that he's delicious. It's that he's flavored right with a lot of money.
Yeah, man, he's got money. He's got bread. And he seems to have a lot of fun.
But you know what, Thompson? It's not his fault.
It's kind of like
it's not his fault.
A traveling, super rich sausage castle vibe.
It is. A super successful sausage castle vibe.
Tanks.
If Gary Busey... No, not Gary. No. If Mike Busey came from a trust fund... This is the type of shit you would be dealing with. That's what I'm saying. And I want y'all to understand, I'm not caping for Dan at all. I'm not even a Dan fan, to be honest.
I'm not really mad at it.
It's entertainment. I'm not mad at it, but people get mad at it. And I want you to understand.
Again, as long as he don't live around me, I'm good.
It's not... You would want to live next to Dan Bilzerian.
No, the fuck I would.
Wait till you see this house this guy used to live in.
I guess in that way it's probably... But I would have some space
for your real
between
estate.
me and him.
Fucking, you got to be like a multi-millionaire.
I'd be like down the street from him.
Yeah. Well, Busey needs like a fucking estate, like a lot of land.
And he does have a lot of land now.
Right. He could just run wild.
Like more of it.
Right.
I think for the shit he does, we need more land.
Yeah.
Because you're getting wild over there.
But Thompson, I want you to understand that it's not Dan's fault.
No, what do you mean? What part of it?
The part that he was bred into this personality. Okay, let's talk about Dan's father, Paul Bilzerian. Now, Paul is another version of alpha. He's a business alpha.
Business alpha.
I'm sure he philandered with women, finagled things.
Philandered and finagled.
Yeah, but where Paul grew his balls in, Dan's dad.
And finagled. Well, Paul grew his balls. Sorry.
He grew his balls in corporate America doing corporate takeovers.
Corporate shit.
This guy supposedly got close to $1 billion in corporate takeovers and then ended up owing the FCC some like $62 million. He went to jail for a year, and it's said that he funneled a lot of his
over time, right?
Money to his sons through
and his daughters.
I don't know if he has daughters.
I thought there was a
maybe.
I thought there was a daughter in there, maybe. And they all kind of worked for, or had like a company together or some shit like that. Trust together, where the money was. I don't know.
No, he's got 2 sons.
Okay.
He's got Adam, that's a little more laid back. We don't really hear a lot about Adam. And then we know Dan. And I think most of us know Dan from his social media presence.
Right.
This man has 32. I think he had close to 40. But I think we're going to find out that basically a lot of the shit was a facade.
Yeah.
He overspent. And just like any good party, it's got to come to an end. My man had a run, though. I want to say he at least had a 12 to 15-year run.
I mean, maybe it's for the better. Your body can only take so much.
My man had 2 heart attacks
in a short span of time. But he was trying to, like, probably do a bunch of coke and Viagra.
But you know what?
Trying to keep up.
It's not his fault, Thompson.
Is there fault?
Yes, it's got to be, because it's all about in the condition that you're raised. I hate dog fighting, right? But when you have a superb dog that can go, and it's been bred from years and years and years, and it can go in and fight and doesn't care about pain, it becomes a top breed. My Labradoodle Cosmo is not a fighter.
The ones that are fighting outside right now?
He's not a fighter. I have a 5-month-old poodle that beats the shit out of the
That's
2.5 because he's mad humble and laid back.
His ass whipped.
Cosmo is just laid back and chill. But that is a superb quality to his breed. He was bred to be chill, laid back, good dog, hyperallergenic. Like, this is meant to be a dog for like a little pussy ass bitch. I happen to be a little bit of a pussy ass bitch, but I didn't buy Cosmo.
That about myself.
I adopted Cosmo, so like the Cosmos wanted me to have this dog, and we have a similar personality.
Man, we're killing
my man Dan. Cosmos cannot chill with a Labradoodle. Dan needs a fucking pit bull ass warrior dog.
A rot.
And why is that? It's because of the parenting, okay?
Because of the dick.
Since he was little, I want to say, and I don't know, but I'm going to say that I believe that Paul and his wife raised an entitled little prick, told him, you are the king of this world, you can have whatever you want, you can have this money. And why do I jump to these conclusions? Why do I understand this? It's because there's an interview where Dan is speaking about his father getting arrested, and Dan feeling insecure because it's like, oh damn, my dad's in jail. There's got to be some legitimate insecurity that your father went to jail, that people are calling him a criminal, right? FBI raids your house, right? So the FBI started putting pressure on Dan because they knew that Paul had siphoned this money into trust funds for his children. Yeah. And through that, the FBI was trying to prove some culpability, right? Some if we can get Dan in on giving us back some money, and that's what they did. They pressured him. They said, hey, if you give us some money back from the trust fund, we'll let your dad out. Being, maybe not such a smart kid, not understanding, because he really wasn't raised in the criminal aspect of it. He was raised as an entitled little prick. He wasn't raised as a criminal little prick. What happened there is that he gave some money back, and then that proved some guilt as far as the government building a case around Paul. And
damn, that's kind of foul.
But look what happened. Paul was so angry with him that he didn't talk to Dan for like a year and a half.
Because he was stupid enough to like
give the money back.
Damn, man.
Or
I don't know. That's fucked up too.
I mean,
why are you mad at me? I don't know any better.
His dad maybe looked at it like he was weak, like he buckled, because his dad was looking at it like, look, I'm out here serving all this time, which was only a year.
Yeah, that's the other thing.
And
You know, Wall Street
can't
Trapper.
hold-
You ever heard of Wall Street Trapper?
No.
I think it's Wall Street Trapper. It's just this dude. He was in prison. I forgot what prison. I think he's from Louisiana or something like that. He's this guy on Instagram that kind of breaks down stocks and shit. So his story was that he was in prison and he was talking to this guy who was in there for 18 months. And the guy who was in there for 18 months said, listen, how much money are you in here for? Like the crime you did, how much money was it? And the guy said, $8,000 or $10,000, whatever the low number was for the crime. He killed somebody or hurt somebody, whatever it was. Dude said he embezzled however many millions of dollars, $18 million, $20 million. He's out in 18 months. And that money's in a trust fund or in blah, 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 blah.
Here goes the American mindset again.
Yeah. So it's the same kind of thing. It's like the things that they're doing, they're getting out, they're serving their little vacation time.
It's worth it, kind of.
$50 million for 18 months?
Fuck my reputation and what people think, right?
Well, that's what. But I hear that, yeah,
right. Because you're a businessman, but then you turn to the dark side.
Yeah, you do a year and a half, bro, and then you can just give 10 of that to some charity or whatever, and create some boys' home.
Or no, just keep it.
Or just keep it and spend it and do this. But that makes you Dan
create
busy.
Dan Bilzerian. So you see where I'm saying it ain't Dan's fault. Y'all want to hate Dan. Y'all want to crucify him. Everybody was like, "Oh, who's this guy? Let's follow him." He
gets flack for other shit though, like the bad business practices.
Yeah. What about running up in the Las Vegas shooting and trying to convince a cop to give him a gun?
Yo, give me a gun
so I could go out here.
The dude was like, "Get the fuck out of here! What are you talking about?"
But it's not his fault. It's who he is. It's America's fault.
I don't know if there's fault in any of that. He's just a dumbass with that shit. He's a clout chaser a lot of times.
But people take it on like we do, right? Face value. You look at this guy and you just be like, you just hate him for being like not the humble guy, not the laid back guy,
Some
right?
People do, yeah. I mean,
you know what I mean? Like we feel right in the men we are, right? By not being being anti to this. It makes us feel more. I feel more of a man being anti to this, like
be humble,
being like an archetype of like a muscle guy with all these women.
I've never had $50 million either, though.
That's true. But again, this is all the salt and pepper to this roast that we're talking about. You know, it's like a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Create somebody like this, and I've never met Dan. He's probably like the coolest guy in the world. You wouldn't know.
I would say he would be one of my small dose friends. You know what I mean? I could probably handle that guy for like 2 or 3 days, and then it's just like, God damn, he talks about himself a lot of third person happening over there.
I mean,
shit like that.
Yeah.
But again, I'd be doing it on a yacht, surrounded by crazy, beautiful women, all sorts of foods in Iceland somewhere.
What is it about the women that he attracts? I mean, obviously there's money and all that stuff, but like these women also are like the reflection of that energy. Sex, yeah, every girl can be promiscuous depending on the situation, but the girls that are attracted, like I wouldn't think that my girlfriend or my fiance would be attracted to a man like this because there's so much superficiality. But then again, he's going to attract the girls that are into superficiality, right? So that it's
to being on a yacht in the middle of the fucking
they're all playing their role. You know, I always go back to this when we talk about the way society influences culture and who's at fault. Is it the person or is it society influencing these people? You know, because we had maybe more of a balanced upbringing, we can see the nuance in life, and therefore, and who's to say what we're choosing is right, but we feel like what we're choosing is right by living the life we live, right?
I try the best I can every day.
Right?
That's all I can do.
But we're anti to this. I think the man...
anti. Like, I'm not...
You wouldn't be living this life. You think could you live this life?
If my situation was different, I mean, I was lower, super lower level living this life before I got, when I got kicked out of the strip club for touching too much or whatever. I was a wild boy for a while. If at that moment I won the lotto or the Powerball for $500 million, I had met Shauna.
Would you kick a bitch at a club?
No, I mean I ain't kidding.
That's what I'm talking about.
But I'm saying I could see myself sitting right there in that picture, eating that ice cream or whatever the fuck he's eating.
But I don't think you'd be living that. I think it would you would be doing that as
I was a wild
like,
boy, bro. I'm not gonna lie. There's some things that are, you know.
that you're not trying to share.
And if I had $50 million at that age, who knows? You know, I am grateful for what I have.
For not having money.
Because I'd have 2 heart attacks or some shit like that.
Right.
Possibly. I'm not saying for sure, but like, there's a chance.
No, that's exactly what I wanted to bring up in these podcasts. That's what I love about our podcast is that we really bring nuance to the subject, and we try to like look at it at all different angles. Because on face value, we could just be like, "Oh, this is a rich ass prick." But considering the circumstances, rich daddy, trust fund, $50 million. Now he says that he made a lot of his money in gambling. Check this out, right? He came up with $10,000 somehow, took that to Vegas, turned that $10,000 into $187,000,
killing it,
and then took that $187,000 and turned it into $50 million.
Yeah, there's a couple jumps in there probably that didn't happen.
Right? Do we believe that?
Well, no, I don't think so. But I don't know all the information. Just from what I heard, it happened the same time his trust fund opened up.
That's what a lot of people say. So
it's just a coinky dink. But I don't know shit about shit because I don't know this guy for real, and I don't know anything other than what I see on the internet. It's just a pretty big coincidence. And also, apparently, he's not that good of a poker player. Apparently. And I don't know shit about poker, but some other people that apparently know about poker call him one of the worst poker players they ever seen in their life. He makes these wild, fucking bets or whatever. But I don't know. I don't believe it. I think it's all a facade. But I do like watching the clips. I think him blowing up shit is fun. I think the little wild parties are fun. They're as fun as a rap video.
He's a little pump.
They're as fun as
he's a little pump.
Jake Paul video or
he's
something.
Jake Paul for sure.
So
I'm pretty sure
something
they all
I'm never going to experience. Well, I might experience. They're never going to try to experience. I'm not like my goal is not to be at one of these events or whatever. So it's fun to watch at a distance. It's like it's just a cool internet clip to me. It's what he is to me. You know what I mean? It's not something I strive to be, but if life had handed me different things, it could have been, man. You never know.
I don't think so,
growing up's a weird thing. I heard something today. Kids aren't really good or bad. They just do what they do to survive. So, like, if you're given everything and everything's good, you don't have to like develop anything to compensate or fight or mask or any of that stuff. But if your dad's a piece of shit and then tries to like, he won't talk to you for a year because you just wanted to get him out of jail, what kind of like brain defense happens? What do you got to set up and what do you got to turn into?
His dad's like, you settled? I'm in here serving time and you settled?
Well, yeah, I wanted to get you out of jail. No? You're weak. What? I was trying to get you out of where you're at. And I'm in here. I'm away from your mother. I'm good, bro. Like, I don't got to hear from her for like 18 months, homie. It's wild, man. So maybe all of this has to do with that. But it looks like a lot of fun. Just some shit that you can't, there's no possible way that you can keep doing that.
Yeah.
You die. Be dead. Look at that.
Yeah.
That may look like heaven, but that's hell, man. You will be dead fucking around with that shit.
With all this vagina? Look at those guns.
Well, because there's so much drugs and shit behind that and staying up all night. Looks like he work out.
He's smoking a lot of CBD.
Yeah.
So he runs a $50 million CBD company that has CBD accessories. It's called a lifestyle brand.
But doesn't make money.
Supposedly.
Well, their money comes from, what was it? It was.
Well, this year's PPP loads.
They were like, there was a lot of stuff that wasn't from actually selling CBD. It was like stuff outside of that.
Yeah.
Like I don't
sponsorship ads and stuff. People.
even know. No, it was like lost like legal stuff,
I just don't know
settlements and shit.
with a guy that has 33 million followers. Maybe he's just too caught up in the party. Like, how can you not turn that into a multi-million-dollar company?
I think he has a multi-million-dollar company besides that, right? I think just the CBD thing is not working out.
Now, Ignite Ignite has evolved into different things, but eventually it just became a CBD company.
Oh.
But I guess they haven't been able to really develop, or maybe they don't know how to distribute it the right way, but it hasn't developed. Because I'm sure that there's a demand for the product, but it hasn't been distributed the right way, or maybe it's not marketed the right. Maybe it's hard to get. Maybe they're having, supply issues. It could be every number of things. Like, it's coming up with the idea of your business, then it's applying the business. Then if it becomes successful and you have to
now you gotta,
streamline that shit,
you got to scale it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's problems there meeting the demand.
Yeah.
I'm in that kind of situation. Well, I was until.
Which are good problems to have, but.
They can be, but then
if you don't,
and then they go somewhere else, and then it's like, nah, I ain't going over there.
Yeah, and just because you have a multi-million-dollar company like that brings in multi-millions, it doesn't mean that you're not spending all that and trying to re-up all the time.
Right, that's where you got to spend your money.
And once you do that re-up, you probably don't have no money left.
You don't have any,
but there's money coming in.
Until it comes in, and then you keep doing that until
you see that a lot in in merchandising, fashion and anything that you have to have like a tangible product.
Yeah.
If you little incremental things, even like in the restaurant business, there's these things like when you buy like a wholesale bottle of mayonnaise, right? They've invented this little scooper that they sell to restaurants to get like that extra little 5-10% left over, because that amounts to a lot of product. So somebody in the service industry was like, we're losing a lot of money in mayonnaise or whatever, these jarred condiments, and I'm going to invent this little extra scooper that'll help you with that little extra 10%. And, hey, throw some water in there. You know what I mean? And like that all helps you.
Your bottom line.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what I'm saying. Like, damn, Dan, you fucking up. All the haters is waiting for Dan to fall. But maybe, it's not just so simple as.
I hope he gets his old.
No, it's done.
Hugh Hef.
It's done.
What do you mean it's done? His
whole company is dissolved.
Oh, it is already?
There's federal implications here because there was a lot of commingling with the money.
That's not commingling. That's just mushrooms in a stack of cash.
This is commingling. There's two here.
Yo, keep going, bro. Go hard.
Well, he hasn't posted anything since December.
Fuck it.
And the haters are out, bro. And there's a lot of truth. There's
I don't follow his page, but
several CEOs have left his company because little things like he wanted to spend $15,000 on a ping pong table. His whole argument with the CEOs and like the real corporate America is like, I'm trying to build a lifestyle brand here by any means necessary. So if I need a $15,000 ping pong table, or if
he rents the mansions out.
That mansion, he was telling people that he paid $65 million. One of the guys, Dan O'Leary, whatever, from Shark Tank, was interviewing him, and he told homie that he paid $65 million from the house. Come to find out, that party mansion that he has in the hills, they're renting for $200,000 a month. You know how much property I could do with $200,000 a month?
Just keep buying houses every month.
But in his mind, he's thinking these parties that he's throwing.
How much of that can he write off?
It's not even about writing off. When you pay, it's a real thin line, right? Because I've said the company has evolved into different things. Now, finally, it's always been a lifestyle brand, but now it's a lifestyle brand that pushes CBD products. You're not allowed to just spend money like that because you think that it's going to help the business. If you're living there, even if it's 10% of the time, you can't use all the business funds for this, especially because he became a public company in Canada and they started trading stocks. So you can't be spending $200,000 on a house for you. You're spitting to the shareholders. Oh no, this is for my parties that I throw to promote the brand, and the shareholders are like, nah, that's where you live. Like you sleep there. You can't spend all the money on it. Some of the money has to come from your personal account. And he's saying no. When the CEO tells him no again, he fires the CEO. So that's when he started getting into the embezzlement. And then we find out that his father, Paul, is not supposed to be part of this company because he's already been ousted as a fraudulent businessman. He's been like, backseat driving.
Right.
A lot of these plays, getting on the phone with the CEOs, telling them what to do. And I don't know if it's like a Ponzi way of maybe washing some of Paul's, because they said Paul's money, his father was worth $400+ million. And you think if he was such a businessman with such a high acumen or ability to produce good business, why would you coach your son into doing all this crazy spending? Unless your whole business model is fucking people over. Let's talk about Donald Trump for a second. Another motherfucker that can fall into this category, right? Another wild boy that's been on a wild boy president. You know what I mean? Like, talk about taking your bullshit to the Oval, like all the way to the White House, right? Yeah. When Trump was building his empire of real estate, what he would do was buy these old buildings. He would hire a contractor to come in, fix the building, maybe pay him a little bit or whatever, and then go in when the contract was done and say, oh, no, you fucked this up. That's not the paint I wanted. No, that's the wrong curtains. No, what? That's not the doors that we ordered. You know what? I'll see you in court. And a lot of these contractors, these are just like super professional blue-collar working people. They're not used to lawsuits, stuff like that, especially some type of litigation with a brand like Trump. So they would be scared of going to jail and losing more money. They already lost the money from not getting paid from the building, but now I got to go fight for my money. What if I lose? So they would just back out. And now Trump would have a fully rehab building, which he would go now to the bank and say, look, I purchased this for $10 million. Throwing numbers out, but just so you get the math. I purchased this for $10 million. I put $10 million into the rehab. It's worth $40 million. Let me have a loan for $20 million. And that's how he made a lot of his money. Now, complete asshole, right? When you look at it on face value. Or you could take a step back and say, if it's working for him, is this an asshole move or is this a really good strategy? Which one is it?
I think it's both. I think it's both, and I think you replace the word good with like.
Where would you stand on that side?
I definitely don't want it on the side of the blue collar worker person.
Why?
Because that's bullshit. That dude makes what? 200, 100K a year?
Us side with the underdog.
Because we are the underdog?
I guess, right? Because I'm like, yo, that's fucked up. I can't operate a business like that.
My mother made scrambled egg, rice, and hot dog scramble, and I thought it was like, yo, I can't wait to eat that. And then come to find out later, it's because,
you're broke.
Because we was broke, and I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So, like, to feel that all the way to where motherfuckers do shit like that to people like us, it's like, fuck them. You know what I mean? And I know my little bit of money.
They're winning.
Because they run the shit. Because they run all that shit. And because America, we were talking about at the beginning, this shit here, this is what everybody's striving to be. Because look, it's fun. Look at the vodka.
I don't think it's everybody.
No, not everybody.
But I think
not everybody.
And that's what I'm saying. I don't really think.
But a lot
we could be like.
And for a butt of a joke. I don't know, man.
I don't see you as a Trump.
I'm not a Trump. What do you mean?
Trump is Dan Bilzerian minus the presidency.
Right, I guess you're right. Yeah, that part of it, no. But like the partying part.
No, but that whole part of it is part of it.
Is part of it. So no, yes, I agree.
Like I know you could probably party your ass off, but they would get. When I lived in Vegas, right, I was about 24, 25 years old. Went out there with my girlfriend, and I went to work for a successful pimp. All right, I was in the music industry. I graduated audio engineering school. Through the grapevine of artists that I worked with, I met this guy named Rudolph, right? His stage name was Revenue Hefner. He was, at that time, not the most successful artist I worked with as far as like acclaim, but as far as somebody that had enough bank. To be a successful artist, you got to be able to have money and you got to have charisma, you got to have the personality. And because he was a pimp and he made a lot of money in Las Vegas off these bitches, he had a lot of charisma, street knowledge, a certain aesthetic that would make him an entertaining character. Mm-hmm. So therefore, he can parlay what he learned in the pimp game into the rap game and be, hence like a Snoop Dogg or Sugar Free. There's been successful pimp rappers, and that was his lane. When I moved out there,
Ice-T.
I was Ice-T, right? I was blown away with his success, with his lifestyle, and I was like, damn, I think I could live this. Like, damn, I wonder if I could. And I started to understand how he built his stable of women, where these girls weren't just prostitutes. Some of them were just girls that became his girlfriends, and then he turned them on to the lifestyle. And some could say manipulating them into being prostitutes. Maybe some of them wanted to do it. When I started seeing the dichotomy and the nuance in his life, I realized that I couldn't, even though I strive to maybe be like that, I couldn't really do that because I would look at my girlfriend at the time and be like, damn, I don't know, even though she'd probably do it for me if I really, because we were so close like that, and if I could spin that into some,
wow,
like, could I manipulate her into being, and then that's when I was like, nah, I can't turn her into a prostitute, or I wouldn't be able to live with myself.
No, for sure.
So that's what I'm saying. I don't think we could be like.
No, you're right. When I was living in the Gatherings, aka the GAT, over on University, there was a person that lived a girl who lived close, and one of my friends was like, "Yo, that girl is a goer. We should figure out how to get her going." You know what I mean? And I'm just like, nah, that ain't for me, man. You do what you got to do, but first of all, not up in here, and I'm not in it because I'm not fucking with that. That's not my thing. That is, but again, at the same time, my mother was a bank teller when she was like 18 in Germany, 18, 19 years old. And that's how when she came to the States, that was the first job she had, was she worked for the bank. But in Germany, she said every week they'd come in, put in their money, into the bank. It's legal prostitution. Since my mother was 18, my mother in Germany, legal prostitution, taxed. They go to the clinic. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's women who making that choice to like make money with the fucking one of the oldest professions.
And some don't get like revenue
in life
wasn't just like, oh, give me the money, I'm gonna smack you, bitch. He was like their manager.
That's what I'm saying.
Their confidant, their boyfriend, their father. He played all those roles. It wasn't an easy job.
Nah, we as just human beings in society and religion and all of that shit have just kind of, because of the bad aspects of it, because of the unregulated, if that's kind of a cold word to use right now, but like that aspect of it, that's why a lot of people don't want to fuck with it, man, because
but I still think there's something wrong with that. I mean, power to whoever, like they just basically decriminalized it in New York. They're not going to be prosecuting anybody.
If she wants to do that, I don't see why she shouldn't be able to do that.
Yeah.
And again, there goes my hypocrisy. I don't want to understand my girls, my little girl. I don't want you doing that. But I don't know if that's because of my toxic masculinity, or because my programming of being born when I was born.
Toxic masculinity. I think
toxic? No, it might be toxic though.
I don't think it's about your manhood and your masculinity, right? It
might be though, Peens. It might actually be.
No, because
there's shit I react to. The way I react to it, I know it's completely wrong.
But I don't think it's toxic. It comes from a good place.
That doesn't matter.
No, it does. Because
no.
if not, like we're saying, we would be men like this.
No, I mean it kind of matters. It can matter, and if a person wants it to matter, that is actually dealing with the situation, then it matters. But
right.
It doesn't
Circumstantial.
It doesn't actually matter. It's just my feelings about it.
Because in some respects, then Dan actually looks like a more progressive person because he's allowing all these women to be free.
Yeah, no, for sure. And if I were a married man and got caught at one of these
and don't
parties,
get twisted, there's nothing free about these bitches.
Right,
but except for them being free.
They get the free ticket. They get the free. Right. What was I listening to? I was listening to some song and I listened to it a couple times. You can go anywhere with that at. There's like a song about that. Damn.
Well, that's a good dichotomy too, right? Women have that natural power because of their sexuality or whatever. Men, what do we have, right? Minds and the ability to create that money that they want.
It's the new Drake song, I think. I think it's a new Drake song. I think it's a Drake verse. It's something where you can go anywhere with that ass. Sorry. I was trying to
No, but it is, that ass is a hell of a commodity.
In vagina,
it's a commodity. They're born with it.
Sex work in general is, $1 billion business.
So
man.
much that men will transform themselves into women to make the money in Thailand. There's a lot of lady boys in Thailand.
But you're saying they're doing it strictly for money or because they actually want to get...
There's a demand for it. They're going to get more money if they look like women. So do you think
there's a straight man that doesn't want to get surgery, that gets surgery just to make money? You think that happens?
In Thailand? Fuck yeah.
Man, that's crazy.
Yeah, to get that bread.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
What would you do for money? I'm not type of person that wants
at least got eggs and hot dogs. Imagine what they have to eat. There's even a level of poor, there's different...
Of course, yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I had eggs and hot dogs.
Yeah.
And rice.
Yeah, exactly.
And I had ketchup to put
And
on.
you're in America, period.
And I'm in America.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, ladyboy might feel promising career. Might be a promising career if you fucking were born in Thailand.
You gotta do what you gotta do sometimes, man. But damn, that's a lot of work.
Again, business, right? There's a demand for it.
Yeah.
And that's what I mean about society, man. This is... You can't blame homie. You cannot blame homie. He's living his best life. The universe is gonna take care of it.
Yeah, I know. I don't know. Like I said before, I don't know if there's any blame to throw around other than the company shit, spending your money where you're not supposed to spend your money.
But then that's all part of it because he's saying that.
Nah, because that's kind of dirty. Because you got people kind of depending on you to run a smooth company, whether it be your CEO or the person who makes the logo.
Well, but he's thinking long term. That again, could it be the Trump movement on business, right? The Trump angle, which is just bleed the business dry, bankrupt, and start over.
That's fucked up.
Or maybe he's like, if I continue to live this lifestyle, I'm going to eventually parlay it into a successful brand Hugh Hef.
Make a magazine.
You know what I mean? Well, not a magazine.
Digital magazine like Instagram or some shit like that.
He needs a product.
But try to do that without fucking people over.
It's all part of it, though.
That's the part you can blame him for.
It's the part. Well, not if he's successful.
No, that's the part I can blame him for. Then.
Yeah, but
fuck that.
Yeah.
Nah, fuck that.
But there really is no right and wrong from it, because he's doing
That's wrong.
That's what I'm saying. You know, if you're gonna stand on one side, you got to know that there's another side, and because there's another side, then now you can know that there is no wrong or right. So we always get caught up in a lot of these stories from Florida. That's the true spirit of Florida. Is yo, you can get away with something that you think is wrong here and turn it into a right.
That's bullshit, man. It's just people bullshit.
Florida, man.
It's just people bullshitting and semantics and equivocation.
Fuck COVID. We're staying open.
And
people are dying. So what?
Boxing match.
So what?
Let's get everybody in this ring.
Please,
real quick.
bring all. You know what? now that everything's closed, let's everybody start coming to fucking Florida. Florida's the new fucking California,
Florida
bro.
Been open, bro.
Florida's the new California. Fuck all the people that are moving to Florida. You made my life extra hard this year.
Yeah,
we're trying to buy
bitch.
fucking property because everybody moved down here and all these fucking houses are like through the roof.
Real quick too.
Fucking COVID, bro. Swear to God.
But you know, they stay open. We stay open. T47.
And
I love it.
I'm
having a great time staying inside, working from home, wearing a mask, looking like a dickhead, putting a mask on at the front door of a restaurant, walking into the restaurant, sitting at a table, taking my mask off.
Is Dan Bilzerian insecure? Is he overcompensating?
For sure.
You think so?
Yeah.
You sure this is not just like one big long commercial? Because there's some of that I believe too. Like, I really think he wants to turn this company Ignite.
For sure, because then he can do it forever.
And like, so.
Do it forever.
Let's go. About Ignite. Read this off for us, Thompson.
The premium lifestyle brand for the discerning individual, a global lifestyle brand unlike any other. Ignite combines premium quality ingredients with the unprecedented level of ambition, innovation, and uncompromised standard of excellence. Inspired by its CEO and founder, Dan Bilzerian, Ignite has positioned itself as the gold standard and industry expert in CBD, supported with a premium apparel line for an active lifestyle. So he has it's a brand, you know. He's got the CBD and he's got his little t-shirts and shit, probably like some socks, hat, hoodies, obviously. Got the camo hat.
$32.65. None of the stuff is sold out.
Bro, $65, $32 for a hat, $32 for a tee.
Yeah, but you see this all the time. Like, have you ever heard of the Nelk Boys?
Nuff Boys?
Nelk
Boys, not.
All right, so the Nelk are, remember Fuzi 2 back in the day?
Yeah, Fuzi 2.
So they launched their career, Vladdy TV, what's the other one? Vitali TV. Mm-hmm. They're basically pranksters. And then they parlayed that into a YouTube channel.
The one guy, he's like really into steroids.
Now he is. He's actually one of Dan's good friends. Right. And they work out together. But anyway, the Nelk is the new generation. There's these dudes from Canada. 2 of them are now from the States. And basically they do pranks. And they galvanize all these little kids. But the cool thing about it is they're a little more edgier. They drink Coronas and smoke cigarettes and take bong hits and throw parties. And they live like an edgy lifestyle. Like a young Dan Brazilian kind of lifestyle. They've been able to Bilzerian. They've been able to parlay that into a multi-million-dollar apparel business.
Nice.
Called Full Send. And under Full Send is like the main tag they have. Like Just Do It. Nike would have Just Do It. Their thing is Full Send. And then what they're really kind of like either creative or you could just look at it as stealing. They'll take a lot of like nostalgic logos, like the Corona logo or something, and then add Full Send to it, and that like kind of like make like that gives them like a
look at it as stealing if they're just adding their words to it.
It's parody maybe.
All right, I'm gonna let's see.
So this is kind of like they copying off like the Supreme logo, and then like this is like Nintendo 64 Full Send. So they, you know, like instead of like Pornhub Full Send, and they'll have T-shirts like this, and they sell out because it's a young community of kids. Oh, coincidentally, Trump. See, these people are all on the same vibe, and let me tell you, the algorithms know. So these are all like young kids, maybe like 10 to like 25, right, that buy into this merch. I would think that Dan would be able, with his 32 million followers, be able to parlay that into a successful...
Go back to his? Maybe he's too old for them.
Yeah, but within that 32 million followers, he should at least be able to sell.
Yeah, but
to
those
one.
kids, I'm definitely not online buying shirts like that.
It's $36, $65. Let's say he sells
Fuck
a
that.
million hoodies. Out of the 32, that's a small percentage of hoodies.
I don't think he's selling a million hoodies.
But well, that's what I'm saying. So we
because
know
our generation ain't really buying hoodies online like that.
Nah, people buy Kanye shit
People do,
all the time.
People do, but I'm almost 40. 20-year-olds, 25-year-olds buy shit online.
But those people follow Dan.
They follow the other kids we were talking about, the Fousey Tube dude. Not so much
24
Dan Bilzerian.
to about our age is Dan Brazilian's demographic. Maybe even a little older.
I think more like 35 to 65 is a Dan Bilzerian demographic.
Let's look up the demo. So it says 11. Read that off for us, bro.
11.5% of Dan Bilzerian's followers are female. 88% are male. Average engagement rate post around 6%. That doesn't really tell us what we want to know. 39, 1980. And network affairs. I mean, it may be 30. I just don't think they're kids. I think
No, for sure not kids.
not kids like 20-year-olds, early 20s. I don't think that's his demographic.
I still think, and the only reason,
those are the ones that are really going online and shopping the most. I still force myself to buy shit online.
I don't think we're the norm. I don't either, but I don't think we're the norm. A lot of people do.
A lot of people do.
A lot of people still stand in line for Supreme, and Supreme's been around since.
I went to the
90s.
dispensary yesterday, and I could have got it online and got it delivered to my house, but I still went to the dispensary.
Right, with the experience, though. You wanted the experience.
Partially, but I just still wanted to talk to somebody and have all my questions answered that I had on my brain at that moment, and I didn't want to be online making assumptions. That's my stuff with buying online is I make assumptions a lot. Like it's going to fit like this. It's going to smell like this. It's going to feel like this. And I'd like to be in front of some stuff that I want to buy,
Yeah.
Eyeglasses, tennis shoes, T-shirts. I just want to be there holding it.
I just think that Dan's business model is.
I just feel like it's come from my age, from being out at malls and shit like that.
I think he could sell at least 100,000 products a year and make a couple $1 million, if not more. But I don't think that's his incentive. He really wants to. There's something behind this business. It's either debauchery and unprofessionalism, right? Or his father is convincing him to basically lose the money so that they can funnel money.
The front end?
They're funneling something, bro. There's something crazy that I think that they're doing with the money because.
You mean like buying land so they can put a missile in it and blow up Florida?
I don't know what it is, but it just doesn't make sense unless he's just like a super unprofessional dude that a guy with 32 million followers on fucking Instagram can't parlay that into a few $1 million a year and create a successful business. So there's two sides. Well, there's 3 points, right? He's either, or two really. He's either not business savvy and fucking shit up, or they're doing something with the money and fucking shit up on purpose. And that fucking shit up on purpose is only that variable is only there because of his father. Because that's what his father used to do.
To bleed shit dry and then screw people over.
Corporate takeovers. The vultures.
It's the business model is proven. It works.
It does.
It makes you a president.
Yeah,
it makes you a millionaire.
There's probably shit that we don't even know. Like we didn't know that Trump was doing that to his buildings. I'm sure there was other people that tried that.
There's tons of people that knew. It just wasn't something that
we as the layman,
as the person who just didn't care about Trump. He was a punchline to a rap line. You know what I mean?
But we also seen him as a successful billionaire.
Of course, because
we didn't know.
Nobody needs to when I see something on TV, unless I care about it, I'm not gonna dig into it.
Right.
I think Terry Crews is a
gay
polite,
guy.
Fun, energetic, funny guy.
Gay guy.
other than his like reality
Vanessa
show.
Carlton.
Vanessa Carlton.
Yeah, you don't remember him in White Chicks?
Oh yeah.
It
It always gets me when he does this fucking like popping and locking. That shit makes me laugh for whatever reason. And he's so over the top, you know what I mean? And to me, he's hilarious. It doesn't, but nothing about him makes me want to go dig into his life.
You don't want to do that.
That shit, it doesn't make me want to dig into his life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
for those of you guys listening to audio, I just flexed my chest like Terry Crews. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, I can hear that. It's coincided with the barks. But I just don't. I don't dig into a lot of that shit unless sometimes I do. I don't know. But with Dan Bilzerian,
Bill, like we got Bills,
Billy Big Balls,
and Zarian, like we're taking them all over.
Zarian, like we're taking them all over.
Sounds like some like Russian type of shit.
I never heard of it.
Like Bilzerian. Oh god. Well, we gave you some of the facts, but we really need to give you the hardcore facts so that we can talk and discuss more about the gentleman known as Big Balls, Dan Bilzerian.
Daniel Brandon Bilzeria. Big Balls. Bilzerian was born on December 7th, 1980 in Tampa, Florida, the son of corporate takeover specialist Paul Bilzerian and Terry Steffen.
Corporate takeover
he is the brother of
specialist.
fellow poker player Adam Bilzerian. He is of half Armenian descent through his father. His father was a corporate raider on Wall Street who provided both his sons with trust funds. Bilzerian claims to have subsequently enrolled at the University of Florida and studied there for 4 years, majoring in business and criminology, but it is unclear if he ever graduated. Poker. Bilzerian played in the 2008 World Series of Poker main event, finishing in 180th place. In 2010, he was voted one of the funniest poker players on Twitter by Bluff magazine. In November 2011, Bilzerian was one of those sued over debt of honor winnings they had been paid in no-contract poker games by Toby Maguire. That same year, Bilzerian defended Alex Rodriguez publicly against accusations that he had gambled illegally, claiming that he was present when the alleged gambling event had taken place and Rodriguez was not present. In November 2013, Bilzerian posted an unconfirmed claim that he won $10.8 million from a single night of playing poker, and in 2014 he claimed to have won $50 million throughout the year, adding that he doesn't play against professionals anymore and the most he's ever lost in a single session is $3.6 million. Bilzerian has discussed his poker career on Joe Rogan's podcast on YouTube. Ignite. Bilzerian runs the company Ignite International Brands Limited, which sells electronic cigarettes, CBD oils, water bottles and vodka, among other products. Ignite is a public company, headquartered in Toronto, Canada, that began trading in January 2019 under the BILZF ticker. The company reportedly lost over $50 million in 2019, mostly on marketing and office rental expenses. Legal issues. In 2014, Bilzerian sued the producers of the film Lone Survivor. His lawsuit stated that he invested $1 million in the film in exchange for at least 8 minutes of screen time and 80 words of dialogue, but his role was later reduced to less than 1 minute and just one line. His lawsuit demanded $1.20 million, the original investment plus 20%. The lawsuit was later dropped, and Bilzerian reportedly generated $1.5 million in revenue due to the film's commercial success. In August 2014, Bilzerian was banned from a Miami nightclub for kicking model Vanessa Castano in the face during a brawl. Bilzerian stated that Castano and another woman attacked Bilzerian's female companion. Castano stated, "There were 2 girls standing next to me at the table that were fighting. People started getting shoved and I tried to separate them. Then Dan pushed me off the banquette and once I fell he kicked me in the face." Castano later filed a lawsuit against Bilzerian for her injuries. It was also reported that Castano has asked Bilzerian for $1 million to settle the suit, citing the possibility of greater punitive damages based on his income if the suit went to trial. In 2014, Bilzerian was involved in a legal matter with pornographic actress Janice Griffith. Griffith was featured in a photo shoot with Bilzerian for Hustler magazine in April 2014, which involved Bilzerian throwing her off the roof of a house and into a pool. Griffith fell short of the pool, hitting the edge, and broke her foot. The 18-year-old asked Bilzerian for $85,000 for her injuries, which was rejected. In December 2014 she filed a lawsuit against both Hustler and Bilzerian. Bilzerian's attorney responded that Griffith was under contract for the event by Hustler, that Hustler hired Bilzerian for the event, and that Bilzerian was not at fault. In January 2015, Hustler's attorney claimed that the toss was an act of God and stated that it was not the publisher's fault that Griffith suffered injuries as a result. On December 9, 2014, Bilzerian was arrested at Los Angeles International Airport on unrelated bomb-making charges. According to the Los Angeles Police Department, Bilzerian was arrested on a fugitive warrant from Nevada and was booked at the LAPD's Pacific Division around 10 p.m. Bilzerian has been charged with violating a law making it a crime to possess an explosive or incendiary device with the intent to manufacture it. He was released from LAPD custody on the day of his arrest after charges were dropped but was scheduled to be arraigned in January 2015 in Clark County, Nevada. 32 In February 2015, Bilzerian pleaded no contest to a misdemeanor charge of negligently failing to extinguish a fire in the open and was fined $17,231.50. In July 2020, former Ignite president Curtis Heffernan sued Bilzerian for wrongful termination. Heffernan claimed that he was fired for criticizing Bilzerian's misappropriation of company funds for his lavish lifestyle. Las Vegas shooting. On October 1, 2017, Bilzerian was present at the Las Vegas shooting and filmed himself several times that evening, posting his videos to Instagram. In the first, he described the shooting as he was fleeing to safety. In the second, he stated that had to go grab a gun. "I'm effing headed back." Other videos from the incident showed him searching a police car and unsuccessfully asking police for a gun. His final 2 videos showed him heading home, stating, "I don't think there's much I can do." Bilzerian was widely criticized for his actions. Disputed wealth claims. Bilzerian claims that his wealth is the outcome of a successful gambling career. However, this claim has been disputed by various people, including, in a widely seen video, professional poker player Doug Polk. Some have speculated that Bilzerian's wealth was instead inherited from his father, corporate takeover specialist Paul Bilzerian. Paul was convicted of various securities law violations in 1989, and in 1993 was ordered to pay over $30 million of his allegedly illegal profits to the SEC. Paul did not pay the money, having filed for bankruptcy in 1991 and then again in 2001. Paul set up a trust fund for his 2 children, Dan and Adam. Dan's funds became accessible in 2010, when he turned 30. A judge in 2001 accused Paul Bilzerian of hiding his assets in various companies and trusts, including the trust fund for his children. The 2001 bankruptcy judgment showed that, in 1997, Dan and Adam's trust was worth around $12 million in Symmetrix stock, which was meant to be split evenly between the 2 sons. Many of the properties Bilzerian claims to own are rented by Ignite International Limited. As Forbes reports, the house and everything else, the models, the flights, the yachts, etc. is charged to the corporate tab of Ignite International Limited, the company Bilzerian founded and serves as CEO and majority shareholder. According to Curtis Heffernan, Ignite's recently ousted former president. Paying Dan Bilzerian's $2.4 million annual rent, and paying for everything else Dan Bilzerian does, would be one explanation for how Ignite managed to lose a reported $50 million last year.
So, what videos I was showing you guys while Kimberly was giving us the facts, this is actually the video of the hustler porn star that got thrown off. I mean, this like, I can see in a high drunk moment, you're on top of a roof and she's like, "Yo, throw me in." I kind of understand it. But at
they're on the roof. I assume this is judgment time.
Always.
You're on the roof like that. Like, he's holding you over. Like, I assume it's understood that you're about to get thrown. No? You think they're just up there about to take a picture?
Oh, no, I think she knew, but he fucked up the throw.
No, she didn't. No, he didn't. I disagree. I think he threw her plenty hard enough. She grabbed onto him on the way off.
So it was her fault?
Right there.
Oh. She almost made it.
And if she hadn't grabbed onto his shirt and all that shit and just let him throw her?
You're right. It's not Dan's fault.
Well, he shouldn't have threw her ass. I mean, that's stupid.
Looking back on it, it's not the best idea that we've ever had.
So what caused you to do that?
Right there, see?
Well,
money.
We just seemed like a good idea at the time.
So you guys were up there doing a photo shoot for a magazine, and then was this supposed to be part of the photo shoot, or was this after the fact, just having some fun?
This
a cop. Is that a cop back there?
Yeah. And that is all that I can say about that.
Because I'm suing your ass.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
So Dan's a hero. We know about Dan's
Wait,
past.
you said he's a hero?
Yeah, Dan once went and put himself through SEAL training, but didn't make it past like BUDS, like the School of SEALs,
Right, but I thought that was
because he like broke his legs and shit.
no.
And that's questionable. People think that he really wasn't in the
that,
SEALs.
yeah, like because he said some
But
shit
he
about
did-
breaking his leg and running miles on broken legs.
He did come up with the lone survivor story is a real story about an Afghan war story about these SEALs that went in to basically do like a reconnaissance mission and ran into a whole bunch of Taliban.
What's the movie have to do with anything?
He put up $1 million
To be
because
in
he
the
wanted
movie.
to be in the movie, but they
Yeah.
only gave him like 1 minute at a time. He ended up making like $5 million off
So I'm
profit.
saying, but back to the part
But
where
it was a SEAL story, so he felt like he wanted to invest
right
in that.
But
And in Las Vegas, he was trying to get a gun off a cop to shoot back
bad idea.
at the Las Vegas
Bad
massacre.
idea. You're in the way. You're in the way.
Well, this is real life right here.
You're in the way.
This is from Dan's actual page. So we're just showing you like his raw, authentic hero self.
I don't know about hero.
But we're just judging. So right here he's circling this sheriff truck to try to get some type of gun. Dan doesn't care about his safety. He wants to shoot people.
We gotta get the fuck out of here.
He's prepared. He came in camo shorts.
Gotta find a clear exit. We gotta find a clear
That is not his truck.
exit. Find your shoes.
Is he a hero?
Why did he get shot a bunch of times?
Get the fuck out of here.
What we need to do,
Hey,
we need to have him roll this vehicle out, and we want
we gotta get the fuck out of here.
to get out. We gotta get out. No, let's stay behind this car.
Let's go. Let's go. Hey, stay down. Stay down.
I think between the silicone and Dan Brazilian's like aim ability, they're all going to be safe. A lot of silicone.
Stay down. Stay down.
You need to do this because they're safe.
Stay down. We gotta go.
I need to get
Here.
It's coming by you. If you hear a crack.
I heard a crack, dude. Hey, the security's boning out.
Wow.
Dan is trying to show them some type of ID to like, hey,
See
I'm
that
a
fucking
cop.
gunfire,
I'm here.
bro?
Yeah.
That dude was going off, man. I remember he killed a lot of people, man.
Bump stocks. So Dan's like, let me get a gun. And the cop's like, I don't care who the fuck you are, bro. We're in the middle of a damn gunfight here.
That's fine. I don't know who you are. Keep moving. Keep moving. Let's go.
So is he a hero
No.
or is he wasting time there?
He's in the way.
He's in the way. He showed him the creds.
He's another person that could be needing to be protected or wheeled out of there. There's fucking law enforcement professionals, or if you know, law enforcement that are there, and that's their job to do that. You should let them do their job.
Look at my creds, man. I could shoot somebody.
Creds what? Because he had a concealed carry permit or some shit.
Yeah, like, yeah, I don't know.
I got one of those. So am I qualified to like fight?
Maybe if you had to.
If I had to, for sure. All right, that in that moment, my responsibility is to get away from there.
Get the fuck out of there.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
I
And,
guess it's because so many of these shootings happen.
if he's at his $65 million mansion and they're trying to get in and shoot at him, then yeah, give me a gun, officer. They're trying to get in my house. Like, help me out. Where's the weapon? Help me out.
But
Not
not
here at
at
this
the
party.
Las Vegas
Nah.
party.
Now, what if it's his event? I don't know. I guess there's an argument there.
Yeah.
It's my event. But even then, it's cops, man.
Yeah.
Let the cops do their thing.
We're just trying to show you guys the character.
It seems like he's a bit of a clout chaser, man. He's just trying to, like you said, the brand thing. But other than that, I don't know.
I think it was very typical alpha to do something like that.
When he just does a lot of shit to get attention.
Yeah. So this is a story about the house that he grew up with in Tampa. It was purchased by his father with the
Modest,
so-called,
alleged
corporate takeover funds that were illegally obtained. We're not judging, though.
A 28,000 square foot mansion that offers more amenities than most Four Seasons. An indoor basketball court, a multimedia theater, a gym with around a dozen machines, a game room, office, pool with fountain. All in all, not a bad place to call home for nearly 20 years.
Not a
of
bad
life.
place.
Especially
That's the oven I was telling you guys about.
if for most of the time you claim to be broke. Paul Bilzerian, a Wall Street felon, jokingly referred to this house, located in an exclusive gated community in Tampa, Florida, adjacent to two lakes, as his Taj Mahal. Convicted of fraud, conspiracy, and other charges in 1989, Mr. Bilzerian remained entrenched in this palace for 2 decades while SEC lawyers were trying to collect the $62 million Mr. Bilzerian owed the U.S. government. A judgment, he says,
He's on house arrest.
Unjust. How did Mr. Bilzerian and his wife live there for so long?
He was on house arrest.
His mustache.
He was on house arrest.
Yeah.
He was in house arrest that whole time. That wasn't 18 months in a minimum security prison. He was on house arrest for 20 years.
No, he did 18 months, and then he did the house arrest.
20 years.
Yeah.
Living there. It's an amazing spot.
That's a great jail.
It's a good spot to be. That sounds like quarantine times 1,000. Go ahead, sorry.
In May 1991, Mr. Bilzerian and his wife, Terry Steffen, transfer the home's full title into her name. In August of that year, Mr. Bilzerian files for bankruptcy. While he is away in federal prison for 13 months, his wife is sued by the bankruptcy trustee attempting to recover her husband's interest in this and 2 other homes the couple owned. She settles for $310,000. Later, she transfers the property back to joint ownership with her husband. In 1997, with the SEC still chasing Mr. Bilzerian's assets, ownership of the mansion is transferred to a Nevada partnership owned by an offshore trust that initially has, according to court records, Mr. Bilzerian and his wife as beneficiaries and trustees. His family continues living there, even as Mr. Bilzerian, in a court filing, has said he has no assets other than used clothing, a used Casio watch, and the like.
He said I got Casio, not even good watch.
Finds him in contempt of the SEC judgment, noting he's transferred substantial assets into a complex ownership structure of offshore trusts and family-owned companies and partnerships. He's sent back to prison. The court counts the mansion among the $15 million in assets it says Mr. Bilzerian and his wife have in an offshore trust. Ms. Steffen strikes a deal with the feds to get her husband out of jail. It means selling the mansion, which she does, to another partnership. This time, records show, it's one controlled partly by a neighbor's mother. Though the SEC doesn't know it, Mr. Bilzerian's in-laws gain a 99% interest in the house, first through a corporation and then a trust. His family keeps living there at no expense, and his 2 sons are later designated as beneficiaries. One of them is Dan Bilzerian, who will later become a professional gambler and a star on YouTube, known to his fans for his avid gun collecting and his playboy lifestyle.
At the end of the day, money's really freedom, because when you got a lot of money, you can do whatever you want. Nobody can tell you what to do.
He grew up in the Tampa mansion. The partnership that owns the house goes into bankruptcy after a dispute between the neighbor's mother and Mr. Bilzerian about how or when to sell the house. A state judge, calling Bilzerian and Steffen squatters, orders the couple to leave, but they don't. Dare Holdings, run by an auctioneer Steffen has worked for, buys the home for more than $5.5 million in late 2006 and allows the couple to stay. The company received help financing its purchase of the mansion from a charity located in Bermuda called the Puma Foundation, which is run by Ms. Steffen. and named after a family cat. Dare Holdings will eventually pay Ms. Steffen to manage the property, and she's allowed to stay there. Days before the purchase, Bilzerian's mother-in-law steps back in and acquires majority interest in Dare Holdings through a trust. When Dare runs short of capital,
Oh, the weave of tangled webs.
Motherfucker, yo.
the mansion rented
Motherfucker.
out, starting in 2009, for at least $10,000 a month. When it's being rented, Paul and Terry stay at another house Ms. Steffen owns nearby. Mr. Bilzerian also helps Dare take out a second mortgage on the mansion. His family continues to live there rent-free. In 2012, a judge rules that Dare Holdings is acting as a front for Ms. Steffen, who is also in bankruptcy, though she denies owning the house. The house goes into foreclosure, and she's told to leave the house, but refuses. In 2013, a federal court judge in Tampa gives the family a month to vacate. Miss Steffen joins her husband, who's already moved to their son Adam's condo in St. Kitts in the Caribbean. The receiver estimates she'll ultimately collect about $3.7 million of the $62 million SEC judgment and spend $8.6 million to do it. And what happens to the mansion? It's bought at the foreclosure auction by the bank that holds the mortgage, which purchases it for around $2 million. The bank plans to put it back on the market in the fall for about $6.5 million. A person familiar with the matter says the IRS will vet potential buyers to see whether they have any connection to the Bilzerian family.
Only took you 20 years to figure out y'all were getting face fucked by some guy who knows how to do shady
A lot of
shit,
face fucking.
LLCs, trusts. Okay, we'll buy it. Who's your mom? Who's your dad? Who's your brother? Who's your sister?
Who's Dan? Now look at Dan's house. This is a fucking, supposedly.
Allegedly.
I've been inside some of the
Oh,
most
this is the one.
incredible
Yeah,
mansions
he doesn't
in
like
LA.
actually.
But
Right.
this 31,000 square foot behemoth in Bel
That shit looks like
is
an
one of
office
the
building.
most outrageous homes I've ever been invited to see.
That's
Yes, that's
stupid,
a 12-foot waterfall cascading into the infinity pool and a giant outdoor gym on the roof. This is the home of the infamous Instagrammer, Dan Bilzerian. To his 27 million followers, he's known as the
He looks
king
like
of
he has an
Instagram.
ab
He
stomach, a fake ab stomach. You know what I
started
mean?
his
Right. I mean, with that type of money, you could probably get plastic surgery.
account in the early days of the platform, portraying a raunchier and more over-the-top lifestyle than Hugh Hefner, and that made him very popular. He reportedly paid a mind-boggling $65 million for this mega mansion, and he invited me over to check it out. I'm dying to see this place and find out how a guy who appears to party for a living can afford it all. Dan, how are you?
He just got caught by Dan.
Good.
Got what?
Shows up with see. This is the only thing
Cogged by Dan?
that
Caught?
yeah, or coggled by them shorts.
Throwing the shorts.
I don't care how rich you are, you could not be wearing those shorts.
For
Dan.
sure, man. Like if I had like quads and hamstrings like that,
Nah, put
I'd
them
wear
shorts
I'd
away.
wear pink ones like that.
Put them shorts
But
away.
I got a really nice print though.
I
That's
would
the thing.
not be hanging out with you
I got a
at
good
all.
print.
On the days you decide to wear those shorts, I would never be around.
Nah, man, because then you'd be the second thing people look at. You see what I'm saying? You'd be the third thing people look at. I'd be the second thing. First thing would be my print.
This house is a joke, man. It's too big. It's ridiculous.
He said this house is a joke, man.
What is that?
Done by a famous glass blower. He does like smokable art.
It's covered in goat heads, designed to look like the logo of his cannabis.
Why don't you
Smokable
show me
art?
this house?
Cool, man. Movie theater.
A bong.
There's a bowling alley here. You never know what you're gonna get. Today it's bowling and heels.
Oh, look at that.
There it is.
It's just another day in Dan's house, right?
Yeah.
Next to his 2-lane bowling alley is Dan's 9-car garage. His $2 million vintage Shelby Cobra is on display, spinning like a work of art. Now we head upstairs to check out the rest of the house.
All right, Dan, what do we have here?
Got a dining room. Got some living rooms.
And why would anybody need 2 dining rooms?
Why can we not open this house up to all the homeless people on Skid Row?
Because there's more than that.
You could fit about 1,000 people in this house. Maybe like 450.
There's actually 3. That's the
There's
one I
more
don't
big houses
Put like
than his.
bunk beds all over the place and shit.
There's more big houses than his.
Yeah, that's true.
And you know what? Eventually, it might be. That's the thing too. It might be one day.
Yeah.
That might be the answer to California homeless problem. You know, all these fucking dumbass
Big ass houses that are just sitting
and
there.
use them for something because a lot of them are empty.
Yeah.
For reals.
Yeah.
These motherfuckers can't afford it. They're renting them out. Yeah.
And then this is a more.
Especially if it's owned by like a Chinese.
What if the government
bank?
made it incentive for rich assholes to park a lot of their money, and as long as they do that and open their shit up to homeless people,
House is just sitting there and the government will pay you rent. Great idea. And I'd piss off the rest of your neighbors because you have a whole bunch of homeless people as like, you know, there'd have to be some type of what is it?
well, all you would really have to do is
You gotta train the homeless people to not act
train
homeless.
homeless people.
Yes, you can. You could train a dog. You could train a homeless person.
Don't compare dog to homeless people.
Why not?
Because they're.
Do you see
human
how good
beings.
I treat my dog?
They're human beings, though.
Dog. Yes, that's face value bullshit.
No.
If you treat a homeless man like the way I treat Cosmo sleeps in my bed. I feed him steak every day, cuddle, kiss his head. Imagine if you could do that to like a random homeless man. You just like adopt him like a dog, bring him home, cuddle him, feed him, pet her if there was like a female homeless woman. That's not better?
No.
That's fucked up.
It's not fucked up.
Why not?
Because you have to empower that whoever to do for self.
They're
Self
homeless. They're on the street.
So you empower them to do for self.
Nah, that's some King James shit.
No, petting people is some King James shit.
Nah.
No, I disagree.
So you can't agree that I treat my dog better than I treat homeless people?
You personally? Sure, maybe.
I think dogs get treated better than homeless people.
Yeah, but they're still dogs, so they don't have any rights. They can't do for self.
Yeah, if you could still have your rights, you can live out in the streets. But if I want to adopt you,
I know that's what I'm saying.
Bring you into the
start petting
house,
people and like feeding them, and
but you're getting a place to stay, food.
patronizing them essentially.
Nah, I don't patronize my dog. We play fetch. He rides shotgun.
Right, and it's
my dog has a seatbelt in my van,
and you put it on him.
Yeah,
yeah.
I take care of him.
Yeah, but like this is a human being, so they need to do for self. You need to give them the opportunity.
Nah, we need to reinvent all that.
I don't think so. I think
it's the same thing as EBT food stamp cards.
What do you mean?
Like, that's the government's way of treating a pet good.
Giving them
treats,
money.
Yeah.
The government's way of treating a pet good is giving them EBT.
I'm not saying everybody in general. There's some people that can bring themselves out of poverty and create their own identity and lifestyle. They're strong enough to do that. There's some people that can't. They need to be treated like pets, like pets that you love, not like out in like don't hook them up outside by like a tree and like give them a water bowl or nothing like the way I treat Cosmo and Luna.
No, you do everything for them.
Yeah.
No, you don't need to do everything for people. Not everything.
I mean, some people need that. That's why they're homeless.
No, it doesn't help to do it for them.
It's like having an autistic kid.
I don't know. Maybe it's some similarities, but not definitely not.
I know you're sad about this reality, but believe me, this could really help out. If we can choose that energy of compassion. I tell Ashley this all the time. I'm like, damn, you unconditionally love Cosmo. You would never get in an argument with Cosmo. Why can't you treat me like that?
Because again,
it's deep. It's deep. That's deep.
You feel above Cosmo.
No, absolutely, I don't feel above him.
Yes, you do.
No,
you pet him.
It's my dog.
Exactly, it's your dog.
It's a compassionate
ownership over this.
It's a compassionate caress.
You own this person.
What if I caress a homeless man?
Yeah, you're talking about like owning people and feeding them in Washington.
This is completely their will. They don't have to stick around. I'm not going to leash them. I'm just talking about the compassionate energy that you give an animal. Why can't we do that to other people?
You start petting people, man.
All right, forget the petting.
Okay.
It's a caress.
That's a big. Don't touch me though, unless I want to be touched.
Yeah, absolutely. If the dog doesn't want to be touched, he's gonna bark and like snap at you.
Yeah, but you're still gonna always try to pet him.
No, if the dog doesn't want to, you leave the dog alone. I'm saying
Then
like
you get rid
how
of the dog though.
Yo, you wouldn't
doesn't
want to
fit
be
into
one of
your box.
Oprah's little Shih Tzus that flies in private.
Because then she owns me.
They
And I'm
live a
little
good
Shih Tzu.
life.
So, but like, I'm just
If you
some
didn't
Shih
have
Tzu.
kids and like real ambition and a lifestyle and a woman, that'd be a way better upgrade than living in the fucking Ozark tent in the middle of Skid Row. Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah. Yeah, bro. Private planes, bro. Fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Come on, people. You gotta start taking accountability. We're gonna treat animals good. You gotta start treating homeless people good. Leave them treats.
What is the treat for a homeless person?
That's for you to decide. All right. I don't feed my dogs glucose and fucking. They get natural peanut butter cookies. You want to feed your dog milk bones? Go right ahead. Processed ass food? Go right ahead. I give my dog steak chunklets every night.
What's a? First of all, peanut butter is processed. Second of all, what's
Nah,
a
you get the natural peanut butter.
What is
the
that mean?
farmer's market and shit.
Okay, word.
Yeah, like pressed up
So
peanut
they don't
butter.
they don't add white sugar to it.
They probably add like some type of oil or whatever. But
White sugar
yeah,
is
but
processed.
it's pretty pretty healthy compared to like a whole bunch of like
Jif.
Yeah, like
what's a chunklet?
Red for like little chunklets of steak.
I've never heard that word before.
Like cut it in little chunks.
Chunks.
Yeah, like
Is that like a small
carne
chunk?
asada. You know, when you get the carne asada in your
That's a
burrito,
chunklet?
that's what this motherfucker eats every night because he's a picky ass eater.
Yeah, but what if he could go and get his own carne asada and cook it himself?
You can't make that argument.
Why?
Because homeless people can't do that. They
Sure
got
can.
money.
So you get them in a position where they can, instead of
If that was
Petting them and giving them chunklets.
if that was the way of doing it, there would be no poverty.
it's not true.
No, it is true.
It's always gonna be
Economics already prove that everybody can have an equal amount of money. Some people are not motivated to get it.
Everybody doesn't necessarily have the.
You know what poor stands for?
You
You know what poor stands. You know what poor stands for?
What?
People. Was it people
Tell me the other three.
overpassing opportunity? Always overpassing opportunity.
You're gonna look up what the dickhead definition of poor is.
I was gonna figure out that, but maybe not.
What's the mean version of poor? People always looking over opportunity because they can bootstrap themselves. And, you know, I just have a hard time comparing anybody to
Yeah,
an
because
animal.
you're a compassionate person. You want everyone to live an equal, fair life, but that's just not reality. There are dogs in this world, dogs and cats.
I want everybody to have that same opportunity.
Homegirl left her cat as a beneficiary to the house.
No, they named it the company after the cat. They
Whatever.
didn't leave it to the cat.
People have left money to cats and dogs.
Right, that's true, and it just sits in the trust somewhere and doesn't. It just collects
And
interest.
hire somebody to take care of the cat.
No, it just collects interest for 7 years.
You
or
have
whatever,
a
and then it goes to the
mongoloid
state.
child. You hire somebody to fucking take care of it.
If the child doesn't claim it after a certain amount of time, or the cat doesn't claim it after a certain amount of time, it goes to the state. So,
Nah, usually with those type of wills, there's what's it called? Like a power of attorney, somebody that runs the estate.
yeah, for
And
sure.
they basically take care of the cat.
But the money has to be claimed. If it isn't claimed by somebody after a certain amount of time, then it just goes to the state. While it's in there,
No, if it's a will and the will describes that I leave this attorney as my benefactor, but he has to take care of the cat, then
so it goes to the attorney.
in the name of the cat. It doesn't. Yeah, you're right. I mean, it's like the cat can't walk into Bank of America and withdraw money, but there's somebody there to protect the cat.
Yeah. And it
Interest.
sits in their interest with the bank, and then eventually, if nobody claims it, person, human being, it goes to the state.
The attorney is there to do all that.
Right. And when nobody claims it because it's some shit for a cat, eventually it goes to the state.
I don't think that really. I think they just spend as much money.
No, they don't. It sits in a bank account. It collects interest. It's supposed to go somewhere, right? The cat, but the cat's not going to get it. Yeah, this attorney or whoever, this power has the legal right over it, but it's not going to go anywhere. It's going to sit in an account.
No, usually you take care of the cat.
You can take care what your cat's whatever the amount of money is. It's not going to equate to like taking care.
Designate extra money. You get a service fee for taking care of the cat.
Yeah,
I'm right about this homeless shit, Thompson.
About putting them in a Dan Bilzerian mansion.
About taking care of them like we take care of pets. We need to find that same compassion.
Maybe, I guess, but I have a hard time comparing animals to pets.
Hey, we have a hard time comparing humans to humans. Some of us make more money than others. Some of us survive better than others. Some of us live in a nice 4-bedroom house with a pool. Some of us live in an Ozark tent in the middle of Skid Row.
And we could live in a Dan Bilzerian mansion if we allow him to pet us every time he walks by.
I would think about it.
I guess I might too if I lived in the tent.
And you're focused on like the petty because it's like under like it's like demeaning and stuff.
Yeah, for sure. I think at the end of
it's
the day,
love.
No, it's not.
Come here, let me pet you real quick.
You know what I mean? It's condescending, man.
Right?
It's just like,
yeah, if you're a successful dude, but if you've been living out in the street, homeless, and maybe you have like a mental disorder,
I don't know.
Someone hugs and caresses and pets you, you might need that.
Yeah, different people,
life.
they feel different. Like there's stuff
Sexy ass bitch with silicone pitties that you can plant there like a pillow, and she's just caressing your poor ass head. You're gonna love it.
Perhaps. There's stuff that I'll hear from some people, and I'll come over and I'll say it to Shauna, like, believe what this guy just said to me, and she won't understand it because it's just the way I hear it sometimes.
Yeah.
So I maybe have.
Yeah, you need to be more open minded to homeless pets.
See what I'm saying? Like I can't fuck with that.
It's just because it's the way I'm describing it.
Homeless pets.
Yeah.
Nah, bro.
Streamline homelessness.
Streamline homelessness?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Means to create like an organized way of
getting out of homelessness faster?
Yeah.
I mean, as long as you ain't petting motherfuckers. And
what's up with the petting? What's wrong with petting somebody?
Because fuck that. You gonna be patting me on my head and shit and petting me walking by.
We're not talking about you. We're talking about a homeless man that has no life.
Get the fuck out of here. Don't touch me. I'm not fucking with you, yo.
But I'll take some meat. I'll take a meal in a nice warm bed.
I am a little hungry though. What is on the menu today? Because yesterday's quail.
He's like, here's some filet mignon.
Yesterday's quail was exquisite.
Let me rub behind your ear real quick, and you can have some of this filet mignon. You good boy. Is that part of it too? Like, if you call him a good boy after he eats, why you call me a good boy? Because you finished your meal.
Just because it makes him feel like superior. And it feeds into that fucking like entitlement.
Does compassion have a superiority complex?
Something like what you're talking about, for sure.
How do you know where to draw the line in compassion then?
The part where he doesn't need to put it on Instagram. The part
so
where
when your girl's caressing your bald head in the middle of bed last night.
Yep.
Damn. It got real for a second. You're your girl's pet.
Well, I'm down for that because it comes.
Oh man, that's hypocritical.
I'm down for that because there's love there.
Because it's comfortable there?
No, because there's love there.
Who are you to tell some man that's hypocritical?
It's not.
You just shine the light on yourself.
I didn't.
Yeah, you did.
I didn't.
Because
because Dan Bilzerian doesn't love the homeless person that's
you
living in
don't
this
know
country.
that.
Yes, I do.
We're not just talking about Dan.
There's 800 homeless men living in this big ass
mansion. We're just talking about saving homeless people. What is...
No, we're talking about Dan Bilzerian.
No, yeah, we were obviously talking about Dan Bilzerian.
We're talking about him open up his fake ass mansion to a bunch
But we're
of
talking
homeless
about people like that have abundance.
Yeah.
Taking a lower class person, giving them the life of a fucking rich dog.
Right. And what? You're saying they're doing that out of love.
Whatever, they're doing it because who cares about that? They're bettering somebody's situation.
Well, in a way, but you're treating him as a pet.
Your girl treats you like a pet.
There's love there. We live together.
That's what she's
No, there's love there. We live together. We've shared good experiences. We shared bad experiences.
Sounds
we got
like a pet.
A business together. We share a house together. We share a life together.
Everything minus the business. And if you had a very smart dog that was an actor, it'd be the same thing.
You don't share your profits with a dog.
Yeah, you do. You buy them food.
You don't share. You don't give them money to do with whatever they
don't
want.
need money. They don't have thumbs.
Exactly, because that's why I don't compare it to.
Homeless people don't need money. If they
yes,
need,
they do.
No, if they were good at money, they wouldn't be living on the street.
If there's one thing people need, homeless people need is money. If there's one thing they need,
but
is
they don't,
money.
They don't need direct money. They need money. They need things that money buys.
They need money.
No, don't give homeless people money.
Don't give homeless people a lot of money at once.
When you're at the corner and the bitch got the sign up, and that's I'm never giving them money. I'm buying them food.
That's probably a good idea, but that has nothing to do with like as far as keeping them on some sort of like allowance because they're a pet and only giving them a certain amount of money.
I have a little human in the corner of my house with like a fucking.
You're the word. You're saying fucking pet.
Yeah, pet is a compassion. I'm not talking about putting like a fucking RFID chip in the shit and getting rabies shots.
Give them a house. Probably a good idea. Like Brad Pitt did in Louisiana. Give them houses. Give them their own house and a job
and no compassion.
That's compassion.
No, what about some fucking...
It's what, petting? Fuck out of here.
That would make us a closer...
Don't touch me.
It'd make us closer.
Don't fucking touch me.
That's bad arrogant of you to not accept someone's compassion.
No, if somebody put their hands out toward me to touch me, I'd move myself.
Because you're not attracted.
That I don't know.
Because you're people phobic.
To a degree, for sure. I'm from, Bad Dürkheim, Germany, and Jackson, Mississippi. So... I don't fuck with people like that. And
if you didn't have to live through all that hardship and like maybe things that you stumbled across and you were just more open to petting, it'd be fine.
No, I love when my girl pets me because she's my girl. And some stranger.
I love when my billionaire pets me because he's taking care of me.
Bro, the grown ass man better keep his hands off me, or at the very least ask permission first.
So the moral of the story is
don't allow people to pet you.
As long as you're rich as fuck, you can turn people into your pets.
No, you cannot.
But the FBI is always the master alpha in the situation. No matter how much you think you got it under control, guess what? The FBI will put you on a leash. It might take 20 years to take your house away. But the FBI is your master.
I mean, there's winning. He's definitely winning. You got to be a high stress to do that, but...
Who? You think Dan is under high stress? His dad?
He's winning.
Yeah.
It's got to be high stress, but, like, you lived an amazing life.
Oh, you think Trump has stress when he's, like, ripping people off?
For sure.
Think so?
But I probably, at this point, doesn't even think about it anymore.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You're
70.
Acclimated to it.
He's 70. He's done.
You've been winning.
He's done, man.
You've been winning.
The next 10 years...
Biden is done. This guy's got a couple more.
What, like presidencies?
Yeah, I mean, just time on Earth to fuck with people. He ain't going nowhere.
Well, done. I mean, like the next decade, the next 15 years.
He might be president again.
There's a chance. It's a fucking chance, man. Their people are still grasping on the hope that there's some recounting.
Caitlyn Jenner might be the governor of California.
Nah, people don't even like her.
She's running for California governor.
Yeah, but people don't even like her. The statistics was like mad low. With
oh, really?
Yeah, man. People aren't fucking with her.
That's because they're homophobic.
No.
They're transphobic.
She's homophobic, apparently. It's like fucking so weird.
So stupid. Hey, it goes to show you.
What the fuck? How are you against XYZ? Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, it just goes to show you.
Yeah, I try my hardest.
She's a lesbian now.
I don't know, But again, what to each his own.
I hope you guys take something from this.
Yep.
But at the end of the day, we just got to be on the side of reality. No, do not give me the last Jolly Rancher. That's for you. No, that's for you. No, you eat. No, I want you to have the last bite. I don't want the last bite. I'm good and dandy.
Get it, baby.
But regardless, listen, if you learned something from this conversation is you're allowed to have open conversations with your friends.
Yes, sir.
And it doesn't matter what side you sit on. Just know that because you live in America, you're allowed to argue these points.
Yep.
So, peace and love to you guys. It's freshproducefloridamedia@gmail.com. I go by Fredo Peeds, the Biden denier, and he goes by Thompson.
Chris Thompson. I love y'all.
Tip Thompson,
what?
the Christ bearer,
negative.
Trump antagonist. Peace and love, y'all.